you, sir.
Thank you, Tim.
Numero uno. Yes, sir.
Cheers.
Alpha One.
Congratulations on your new endeavor.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
May it take you a long ways.
I pray it does us and others. That's the goal, right? So what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Rich Augsberger, El Paso, Texas.
Yep. And what brought you where you are today, which is what?
I'm at Austin Motor Adventures.
Austin Moto Adventures.
AMV.
AMV.
So I am prepping for an attempt at the New Mexico BDR. New to adventure riding. Got a bike a couple of years ago. For various reasons, I'm just kind of now getting into it, and I'm just getting into the dirt portion. I knew I had a lot to learn, and while I was slowly putting my pieces and parts together, one of the conversations I had was with a guy at BlackDog,
Kurt Forget. Yep. The man.
At BlackDog. I was getting some parts for my bike, and we just, as you do sometimes, you get into a conversation with somebody with, that's like-minded. And I mentioned that I was looking to do some off-road training, and he said, "Hey, I have a friend who is starting a new school, and I vouch for him, and I recommend him." And Shazam, here I am.
Here you are.
It was an amazing weekend.
It was a good time. I really appreciate you guys telling everybody else they could fuck off, that this was just for me this weekend so that you could do the project.
We faked the weather issues coming in. We did have a little bit of rain.
It's not really a good business practice to do, and I don't think we can continue to do that. But when it comes to you,
when you have a remedial,
you're Alpha One,
that level, where you got to have all 6 coaches out there at one time.
Right.
Train. Yeah. Now, I won't tell your future customers that you guys have training wheels for a GSA, but it worked for me. So.
We just did. Training wheels just told them Mo and Bobby.
Right. Yeah. So tell us about the experience. What'd you really get out of all this, and what were the parts that really hit home for you as you were learning how to handle these big? And you've got what year and what bike do you have?
I have a 2012 GSA. I have really limited off-road experience, a little bit on an enduro as a kid, riding around the farm, and a little bit later on with a little bit bigger bike. But when I got this bike, I started watching some of the videos out there and discovered fairly quickly, I guess I'm doing that wrong, and that's not going to work on this bike. So I knew that I had to kind of start from scratch as far as my off-road was concerned. And so I've done other things where you kind of figure out that you can really shorten your learning curve if you just go and get an instructor. That's what kind of pushed me to come do something like this.
He's a pretty good instructor, I would say. Probably the best.
It was a good fit for me.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously he's a professional. He's obviously done it before. It was ordered. It built on itself. I've been to a number of other training curriculums in other types of driving and other venues, and some of the best guys in the world at things really just keep doing basics right every single time.
Fundamentals over and over.
Right. And the military adage of crawl, walk, run, you can see that built into this training here. The curriculum was in some ways similar to some of the other driving courses that I've been to, with the obvious changes of, okay, now it's in the dirt, and now it's a huge bike, not a little bike, and all of the things that you have to know to translate. It's great if you can apex turn, but if you can't make the turn because you are leaning in instead of leaning out, well,
makes it a little bit easier.
It's made difficult. It's made more difficult when you're doing it wrong, it turns out. Also, his instruction that I should do things right instead of wrong, it was weird.
It's weird how that works.
Weird.
It's effective 100% of the time, 300%.
Stop messing up.
Yeah.
Friction.
Strange.
We'll get off of this
I'll ask.
single cone grill.
I'll ask as you do it right the first time.
All right. Yeah, and then also, of course, I benefited from not having any distractions, and that allowed me to. On the one hand, it can be challenging, heat, right? I have to say, you're wearing all your snowmobile gear in summer to go ride your motorcycle, but because it was just one person, probably went through things a lot faster than a regular class will. So I was, if I had to do anything over again, it would be arrive in better physical conditions so that you can stay out longer, get more repetitions.
It's interesting because we just interviewed Chris, as you know, he's the doughy guy that we interviewed before you. He was talking about physical fitness. Who is he to talk about being fit?
Doughy and biking don't go in the same.
Usually not the guy. I'm not going to tell him that. Or,
Sorry, do you think,
you can run from him.
was that biking or biking?
He's a biking.
Oh, he is a
weird.
biking.
He's a biking.
Was he the guy that rode around with the battle axe over his
Yeah,
shoulder?
yeah, double header.
Right.
Yeah, that was him.
You could see the muscles rippling underneath the GS jacket.
Don't make it weird. Well, that's kind of getting like a little over the edge.
He's fucking bad at it.
He is a fucking badass. There's no doubt about that. So of all of the things that we've done wrong, of which we don't have to, you've pounded our face in that, since you've been here. All the
What I'm here for.
I know, and
Happy to help.
we do not appreciate it. No, we do appreciate it so much. Of all the things, we're not ready. We're not quite ready. The septic isn't hooked up. The water isn't hooked up. Can you tell us what we've done wrong, what we've really done right, where we missed, and where we hit really well?
So you can see the skeleton, right? You can see what it took to get where you are. You can see with a little bit of imagination where you're going with it. Trev took the time in the beginning, as did Mike, to this is what our layout's going to be like. This is what we're intending to do. This is how the shop's going to be set up. And you guys are, in my opinion, heading the right direction. I think you've got a world-class facility in the making. I just arrived a couple of months early.
A couple of weeks.
Maybe a month.
Okay, month.
Under promise,
Over deliver. Yeah, roger that.
So, I think the make looms are all there. It's not just in the facility itself, but you've got people here that are obviously here because they care about turning out a quality product. And eventually, over time, you keep throwing the right people and a little bit of money at stuff. That's what happens. You get the right thing. You get the best quality. And I think you guys are, you're just over the hill.